We are now entering the Hall of Stereotypes. These wax figures represent how some intolerant people have labeled minorities. Here we see a black person eating chicken and watermelon, a stereotype that hurts the African American community. What other stereotypes do you see here?
Here's the Arab as a terrorist.
That's right, but of course we know that not all Arabs are terrorists, don't we, kids?
Well, there's an Asian man with a calculator.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Ni hao, 我是 left lane. Yes, very good. You get on my stuff. Okay, no. What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed that introduction, that video, that little edit. It's been a while since I've pulled the little CapCut edits out and created a fucking masterpiece. So I decided it was about time. Because anytime we get an international card that I can make fun of with stereotypes, you best believe I'm doing that shit. Best believe that. Believe that. Know that. So, yeah, today, China predictions. I don't know where the fucking card is. Is it Macau, Shanghai, who knows? Somewhere in China. I went to China last year. Actually a really nice country. Fuck ton of surveillance. You feel like you're being fucking, like, genuinely spied on by the government the whole time. But it's a pretty nice place. And no, this ad read is not presented and paid for by the CCP. I can't get monetized, guys, and you best believe no one fucking reasonable is sponsoring me. So, you know, we take the money where we can get it, bro. No, but China's actually not bad. Go to China, guys. But yeah, predictions. I'm gonna skim through these fucking prelims because there's genuinely a bunch of tour guide fucking people and a bunch of randoms on these prelims, but the main card is actually kind of sick. So let's get underway. Like and subscribe for more high quality introductions and edits. You won't see a single better CapCut editor on YouTube than me, so subscribe. Anyway, let's get started. We got some women fighting, mandatory fucking random unranked women's fight on the card. I'll pick Amarim. She'll grapple, I guess, hopefully. I don't know. Look, Boomy's not very good. Neither of them are very good. Look, Boomy made it fucking close with Estela Nunes, who's fucking like 6-5 overall, like tougher ass record. I'ma pick Amarim by sub. Anyway, let's move on. I don't know who that. Kang Jiju, I don't know who that is. Rodrigo Vera, I don't know who that is. Nuke the whole generation. I'ma pick Rodrigo Vera. He's got a better record, and I trust international. I trust like South America. They're both equally as sketchy regional scenes, I can't lie. What do you guys trust more? The non-Brazilian but South American regional scene or the fucking Chinese regional scene? There's some really dodgy regional scenes that I just cannot trust. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Rodrigo Vera. I'm a record max. And yeah, pick him to win. Anyway, let's move on. We got another women's fight. The first time was so nice, we had to do it twice apparently. Add 2 women's strawweight fights to the card. This is decent-ish though, I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I fucking watch 1FC, but apparently this chick, I'm not gonna bother trying to pronounce her name. Apparently she's good, and Angela Hill's 50, so I'm gonna pick Chinese Jingling to beat Neil Magny's sister. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Ray Saruya versus Luis Garule. Luis Garule is making a 2-week turnaround after going to a decision in a fight that he won 30-27, but like, dude, Daniel Perez landed like 100 strikes. I don't know why the fuck he's turning around and fighting in 2 weeks, flying across the globe to fucking China. He's probably like, oh, I got my first UFC win, stay in their good books, give him a reason to keep me around even if I lose. Because like, if he lost his next fight on just a regular scenario, he's probably out of there because he'd be like 1-5. but or 1-4. But because he's doing the favor, they'll probably sign him. But I'm gonna pick Ray Saruya. You know, in hindsight, kid took down Joshua Van, so kid must be fucking the real deal. No, Ray Saruya is decent-ish. Like, I find him very sketchy, but his grappling is good enough, so he probably should be able to take down and I guess sub Luis Garule, who again I'm not gonna trust to be at his best, coming off a fucking 2-week notice, 1-week turnaround, or like 1 week notice, 2-week turnaround from going to a fairly scrappy decision. So give me Saruya, who's for some reason just playing fucking mix and match 2K out character swaps with his hair. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, let's move on. Next up, Cody Haddon versus Ayuri Tralang. Kid's not even Chinese, kid's Mongolian. I don't know what the fuck the guy's doing. Had to send him back to China where he came from though. Cody Durden is pleased. But I'm gonna pick Cody Haddon. Cody Haddon is actually really good. He's like a little he's like the archetype of like the Australian fighter, of just like well-rounded, solid everywhere, boxing, like nice hands, like good, like clean to watch, good to the eye, I should say, like passes the eye test of someone who you'd be like, yeah, he just looks solid. He might not blow everyone out the water like some of the guys with like fluke KO power, but he just looks like a composed, solid dude. He was actually a favourite. He's had 2 fights that he's had to pull out of. Malcolm Wellmaker, who he was, I think, actually a slight favourite, slight underdog, I think. And then his fight last year, he was originally supposed to fight Alexandre Topuria and was actually opened as a -300 favourite before pulling out, and then Colby Thickness stepped in. But Cody Haddon's good. I'm going to pick him to win. Ayuri Chalang's just kind of like gremlin maxes and manages to not get finished by everyone, so I'm going to probably pick a Haddon decision. He took Argueta to a decision in his debut. He got a finish on Contender, but I'm going to assume he's not like blows the doors off him, but he just kind of beats his ass for 3 rounds. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Mending. He's going to be mending some injuries after this fight because Jose Henrique is going to whoop his ass. I don't know. That was a terrible joke. But I'm going to pick Jose Henrique. Mending is like, it's basically a pick, and Mending's like a -120 slight favourite. Because I got to pick some underdogs. You know, I've picked underdogs the last few weeks. I fucking picked a bunch of underdogs on the Allen vs. Costa card to try and beat the favourite lane MMA allegations, because I did it to, back-to-back cards. I picked like 6 underdogs. Fucking, what's it called? 328. I picked like 6-7 underdogs, and then Costa Allen I picked a bunch, and I fucking went negative on picks. So I'm back to picking mostly favourites, but I will pick a couple slight underdogs, and one of them, yeah, is Jose Henrique. I don't know, Mending, I watched him on Contender Series against some Lebanese dude. The guy didn't even get signs that beat him. Mending got a point deducted for kicking him in the nuts, but a judge somehow had it 30-27 for the other guy. Like, I don't know how that's a scorecard that works. Like, even if he won every round, it's 30-26 then. And it can't be a 30-28, so I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. But Mending just kind of looks like a spaz out, like, run forward, just be aggressive. And he might fucking chin Jose Henrique, who's like 25, and got chinned by Yusaku Kinoshita, which is a fucking awful look. And he also hasn't fought since November 2024, so I don't know why I'm picking him. But I'm going to assume you're that young, taking like a year and a half off, you've made some adjustments, you've built yourself into your game a bit. He's learnt some things, so I'm going to hope that he uses his reach. He looks like a pretty lanky dude from the fights that I've seen. And I'm going to say he kind of frustrates Mending at range, and I can see I can see the crowd booing at the end. The Mending's trying to point down and like trying to run at him and get him to engage. But I'm going to say that Jose Henrique can manage the distance and get a decision. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Luis Felipe Diaz, Yisak Lee. I'm going to pick Diaz again. I'm going to trust Brazilians more than South Koreans, especially making their debuts. This card has it's got a bunch of debuts, I think. So that if you're counting UFC debuts, it's got the Chinese chick, it's got the Vera versus fucking Zhu fight. That's 2 debutants there, both fighting each other. Same with Mending Henrique, same with this. So there's 7 debutants on this fucking card, and 3 of them are matched up fighting each other. But for some reason, Rong Zhu is fighting Victor Martinez, the guy that got chinned by Adrian Yanez, I'm pretty sure. Or is that someone else? Oh, Victor Martinez? No, that's the guy that got chinned by Tom Nolan. Might be the same fucking guy, I don't even know. But Victor Martinez is a fucking victim. and he's fighting Rong Zhu like on a road to UFC like tomorrow, for some reason, or tonight I think actually. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that. Let me check the result. Did he win that shit? I'm gonna assume he won that shit. But like Rong Zhu was supposed to fight fucking Quillen Salka like 3 months ago. I thought he had like a bad injury or something. I'm gonna assume Rong Zhu beat Victor Martinez. But like, why are we having 3 effectively fucking road to UFC fights on this card? It pisses me off. Victor Martinez, see entire fight card. Yeah, he won. He KO'd him in a minute. No one's surprised. Why the fuck did that fight happen? They just like, I'm confused. Anyway, let me see if I can find a replay of that shit. Did the UFC like post it or anything? Aussie. I think George Mangos won. He's good, by the way. UFC. Let me see. Rong Zhu. Yeah, Rong Zhu fucking smoked him immediately. Just Rong Zhu slimed him out straight away. I don't know why the fuck he was fighting on that card. He should have just been on this one. But regardless, just the yap sesh there. I'm gonna pick Diaz by sub. I don't know. Yusakli doesn't look very good. I haven't watched tape. I'm not fucking watching tape on random road to UFC fights. I objectively just could not. I could just choose to not pick these, and it would be very fucking reasonable. Like, it would be very reasonable to say I'm not picking fights between 2 people who don't have a UFC fight. That would be very reasonable. But I'm going to do it because they're technically branded UFC fights. But then actual UFC fights are on the road to UFC cards. Like Puja Toma vs. Shi Ming. High level stuff tomorrow night, guys. Tune in. Badass fight. But yeah, anyway. Let's move on. Like I said, these prelims are fucking buns. Like, Cody Haddon is probably like the only fight I'm actually like excited for on the prelims. Just like in terms of fighters who are relevant. Like, Surya will probably be ranked in a couple years. But like, I'm not like looking forward to that fight. But yeah, main card's really good. Every fight on the main card, I mean, it would have been because Jake Matthews was supposed to fight Muslim Salikov. That's a bit less now, but I think the whole main card will be either finishes or fun fights. This is the one that it could be a finish, could be mid. So I'm gonna pick Sumadaji though as an underdog. This is like my actual underdog of the card. Like my 2 other ones, like Amarim's a pick'em. The fucking Vera fight's a pick'em. Mending's like a -120. So like I'm picking like basically 3 pick'ems. But then this is like, he's like +1, like 20, +130. So I'm going to pick Sumadaji. I was impressed by his fight against Jesus Aguilar. Now, Jesus Aguilar is not very good, but he's crafty. He can win some fights. That's about the best I can say for Jesus Aguilar. They cut him because he pulled out against Ray Surreal, which is unfortunate. Because he was kind of a little fun. He was like, his gimmick was just being a fucking midget. Like, he just had T-Rex arms, and he was just a small human. But he's actually not bad, and fucking Sumadaji had like a 10-inch reach advantage. He's not going to have that big of an advantage on Perez, but he still will have a reach advantage over like literally everyone at flyweight. He was close. People forget, man, he kind of fucking got robbed by Charles Johnson. That is actually a people forget. Charles Johnson like low-key fucking got away with a win there. Like, I'm not going to say like blatant robbery, but like Sumadaji looked good in that fight. Took a while off after that. He took a big gap between. He got subbed by Tim Elliott like immediately. On the Song Yadong Chris Gutierrez fight. So maybe them 2 fighting on the same card's a bad omen. Sumadaji doesn't do well. That was the last time those 2 fought on the same card. That was 2022, I believe, in December. That was before Song fought Peter Yan the following March. And then he took like a whole year off until like the following October, I believe. Fought Charles Johnson. Actually looked really good. And then he didn't fight again until the following August. So he's taken big gaps between fights, but a little bit more activity. He fought Borjas in August, the last Shanghai card, and I picked against him because I was like, oh, Borjas can like catch you, and he's got power. And he made it decently close with a younger, less experienced Joshua Van and dropped him. So I'm like, he's crafty. And I just remember Sumadaji getting fucking chinned by Matt Schnell and not being able to finish him, which is a terrible look. But I actually think he's improved. I think taking this time off, maybe he's just fucking injured, but I do think he's actually making improvements, working between fights, getting a lot better. Because, yeah, his range management and his weapons that he used against Aguilar was actually impressive. And he did just frustrate the fuck out of... He's just got a frustrating frame. Like, if you can't get offense off... And Perez is not, in my opinion, like an amazing combination puncher. He backed up Nicolau and chinned him, but Nicolau's got no chin, and Nicolau also, like, is a victim. So, like, he kind of just bum-rushed Nicolau and finished him. But, like, the guys who are actually good on the feet... Even, like, Tyra, he was kind of, like... He couldn't even really get into range much there. So, I think Sumadaji can hold him at range... Kick the fuck out of his body, just frustrate him, and get a decision. I'm not gonna say like he like puts him away, but Perez he did finish Charles Johnson his last fight, which is a good win. So it could be a similar case there of like when he's on the outside of the range, it looks like he's terrible, but he might get in and catch him. That is a possibility. He's explosive. Sumidaji's got to watch the power early, but I still don't rate Charles Johnson in terms of like recently. He's looked fucking mid. He's looked mid and he just got some fluke KOs, but like I don't know. It's like MMA maths tells me not to do it, but I'm gonna pick Sumidaji here. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Jake Matthews versus Carlston Harris. I was actually excited for Jake Matthews versus Muslim Salikov, I should say. I might have said Ikram before as well. Muslim Salikov. Muslims looked kind of mid recently, but like I was like, oh, that's actually fun. Like that could be fun either way. He could catch. Jake can always get caught. Carlston Harris is just a fucking geriatric washed fuck. Like he's just gonna get chinned. Matthews subbed Chitty immediately, so there's a chance he like jumps on the back. But I'm gonna say Matthews has one of his like. He fights good in Asia. Last time he fought in Asia, he fought in Singapore. He fucking boxed up Andre Fialho. That was before we knew Andre Fialho was atrocious. Because Andre Fialho was like coming off like back-to-back wins in like the space of like a month. And I was like, hold on now, this guy's decent. And Matthews fucking boxed his head off. And I was like, this guy has turned the page. He's going to be a future top 10 guy. Him and JDM fought on the same card on UFC 275, the Glover vs. Yuri card. And there were real conversations after that being like, which of the Australians on the main card will go further? And there were people saying Jake Matthews. I was probably one of them, not gonna lie. He looked fucking incredible. But it turns out Andre Fialho's dog shit. But yeah, he's gonna fucking smoke Carlston Harris. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Kai Asakura vs. Cameron Smotherman. Anarchy MMA, my good friend, friend of the channel. I think your boy is going to get a win here. I think it's going to be a solid night for the Japanese fighters. Obviously, you've got Ray Saria early on. And then I know Tatsuro Taira lost recently. You know, lower weight class Japanese guys, been tough for them. But I'm going to say Kai Asakura finally gets one here. And I could see this being mid, though. Like, I could see this being like, oh, you got to win. But, like, there's no pot of gold out. Like, moving up to bantamweight. Really? That's the problem? There's no pot of gold down there. Or up there, more accurately. But no, I do think he'll look better at 135. That's where he was fighting for, like, most of his fucking horizon. Like, later on, was 135, and he cut down to 125. The original rumor when, like, oh, Kai Asakura is coming to the UFC, people thought it was bantamweight. And then it was like, no, it's flyweight. And I knew about the whole title shot thing, like, in, like, July, when the fight happened in, like, December. But I'm going to say Kai Asakura can win this. Cameron Smotherman fucking face planted the earth like 4 months ago because he couldn't cut weight properly. But no, Cameron Smotherman, he can grapple. He went to like a close-ish decision with Ricky Simone. I don't know. What does he even do? Like, he's just cut. Someone tell me what Cameron Smotherman's strength is. I'm actually not sure. Like, I think he's a striker, actually. Because he beat like Jake Hadley on the feet. Jake Hadley's terrible. Jake Hadley's a fucking gremlin. I'm going to pick Kai Asakura, though, by KO. I think he'll have a standout, not hometown showing, because he's obviously not Chinese, but he'll probably have some Japanese fans in the vicinity of the area, because he's popular over there. He's sold out, like Saitama and all that, in Ryzen. So give me Kai Asakura by a TKO, and people will probably be, like, calling for him to fight, like, a Cheeto or, like, a Rob Font type or something like that. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Sergey Pavlovich is a great fighter. I'd love to fight him. Versus Taliesin Teixeira. I don't know why the fuck this fight's being made, I'm not going to lie. I guess it's just because, like, they had Blades Hockett booked. Volkov was booked. Volkov Waldo at the time was booked. Obviously, Pereira gone. They cut Almeida. I'm kind of confused why they didn't do Rizvan. Like, tell me it wouldn't have made way more sense to do Pavlovich versus Rizvan Kuniev and then do fucking Taliesin Teixeira versus Tyrell Fortune as just a bum fight that nobody cares about. Like, I'd actually be kind of excited. I'd be excited for Pavlovich versus Rizvan. I'm excited for this because I think we're finally going to get a Pav fucking KO. It's been a while. Us Pavlovich enjoyers have had to wait a fucking long time for him to get a KO because his last 2 wins, he's on 2-fight win streak. The last 2 wins were decisions. After bouncing back. He bounced back in 2026, or 25, sorry. He's on a 2-fight win streak after losing to Volkov and Aspinall. But before that, his last finish was the Blades fight, back in, I believe it was April 2023. Yes, that sounds right to me. April 2023 was his last finish, so this is about to be 3 years and a month in between Pavlovich finishes, which is crazy because he was on a fucking like 7-fight round 1 KO streak after the overeem loss. But he should fucking smoke Talison Teixeira, unless he just fights like a retard and like Teixeira just suddenly goes from being just lanky, good for nothing cunt to being like Volkov and actually being able to do something with the range. I think his range probably works against him here. Like, I think Pavlovich is just going to blitz him, and his lanky little gangly arms are just going to be wobbling around, not fucking doing shit. He got chinned by Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is abysmal. Like, you chinned Tafa, and you took... The fact he took Tai to a decision, I'm not worried about your striking. I'm not, like... I'd be like, oh, maybe Pavlovich could get caught. He is a bit open to those 1-2s. Teixeira's not even overwhelmingly fast. I haven't watched Teixeira fight and be like, damn, that was a quick 1-2. Like, I haven't seen him go, pop, pop, and just pop out a 1-2 with, like, Cyril Gahn speed, or, like, speed where you're like, that dude's not a heavyweight. Like, he's a heavyweight, but he moves like a fucking middleweight. Like, I haven't seen that from Teixeira, or I haven't even seen like one punch power. He dropped Tafa with an elbow, like in the clinch. He just kneed him in the body and then just elbowed him in the nose, and he just quit. But like the fact you can't finish Tai or even like really badly hurt him, like I don't even remember Tai being like in danger in that fight. Actually, was just sloppy as fuck. He might have finished him actually, or I don't know. No, not finished him. He might have like been close to finish. I don't even remember. I just remember a really goofy fucking... He just kept punching Tai in the head. Tai just absorbed it and then ran forward and like flopped to the deck like a fish and just got taken down. So I don't think Teixeira is going to be able to like grapple Pavlovich effectively. Pavlovich actually has shown pretty good takedown defense since the overeem loss. So, yeah, give me Pavlovich, he'll get back on track, and he'll get a KO here. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Zhang Mingyang versus Alonzo Menefield. This is, like, I can't put this as a lock, because I'd feel like an idiot if, like, I picked someone who just got finished by Johnny Walker to be a lock. What I will say is this is a lock to end in retarded fashion. One of these two is going to get fucking hilariously chinned. I think Menefield, obviously he just got chinned by Ozdemir last November. He has these fights where he fights like the technical kind of rangy kickboxers, like a Jacoby, and like wins on damage. But then there's the fights where he just again runs in and gets flatlined by Olberg. Now again, Olberg's the champion, so I'm not going to be like, oh, losing to Olberg sucks. And Ozdemir is better than Zhang Mingyang, certainly. It's less about like the, oh, you're not the skill level of the guys who have beaten Menefield. It's like, he went to a close decision with fucking Umar's side that he might not have won. Like, at the end of the day, I just don't rate him. I don't remember what other fucking fights he's had recently. Julius, like, dude, you went to close decisions with Umar Sy and Julius Walker. Julius Walker, originally after that, I was like, Julius Walker might be like a fringe top 15 guy. Like, he'll probably like, he's young, he'll get into the top. And no, he's just got chinned and smoked by everyone he's fought. Rafael fucking Sequeira, like, made it to a decision with Julius Walker. Julius Walker's awful. So you went close with that guy and were making, like, having a real goofy goober fight, like, making him look half decent. I think Zhang Mingyang probably will chin you. He'll be quicker. He's got a better actual chin. Obviously, Walker chinned him to the legs. So chinny to the legs is a factor here, but I've never seen Alonzo Menefield fight behind a leg kick or, like, fight behind an intelligent game plan in my life. So yeah, I'm going to pick Zhang Mingyang by CCP power. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Song Yadong vs Deiveson Figueiredo. If you have watched the channel for a while, you know I fuck with Song Yadong heavy. I've always just been rooting for him to kind of break through the hump, break through that top 5 barrier. Like, he literally is just permanently the fucking number 5 guy. Like, right now, it's Champion Yan, 1 Marab. So if we're excluding Champion, just in terms of rankings, 1 Marab, 2 Umar or O'Malley, 2, 3, them 2, 4 Sandhagen, and then he's just 5. And then there's like a thing that like, oh, maybe Bautista jumps him. But it just feels like I swear to God, if you look at the rankings from like 4 years ago, he was number 5. Like he fought, his losses, it's like Peter Yan, his losses just literally everyone above him. Peter Yan, fucking Sandhagen, O'Malley. And, like, is that, like, all of his recent losses? I don't know if he's had another recent one other than that, but I'm pretty sure it's literally just... And he was fucking close as shit with O'Malley, dude. Like, if you'd given that to Song Yadong over O'Malley, that isn't a robbery. I really don't believe so. Like, I'm not saying it's an incorrect decision the way it is. I think I would lean O'Malley with how that fight kind of looked. But, like, dude, he wins, like, every first round that he fights. Like, he might be one of the best first-round fighters in, like, the lighter weight classes in the UFC. Like, when's the last time he lost a round one? Or hang on. Was it? I forget, because maybe that was the difference. Because I think, no, so O'Malley actually won round one this time, but then he won round two. But, like, normal, like, he won the first off Peter Yan, he won the first off Sandhagen, he wins the first off, like, literally everyone that he fights. So, I think Song Yadong, though, I think clearly Deiveson Figueiredo, like, 9 losses, let's go through his 9. It's O'Malley, it's Yan, it's Sandhagen, Kyler Phillips when he was on Juice 5 years ago, mind you, Song Yadong was 23 at the time. And then before that, it's outside the UFC losses in 2017, meaning he was 19 years old. So, like, his wins are good, though. Like, Cheeto, I know people will say close, but, like, smoked Moraes, it's alright. Like, Simone, Gutierrez, Cejudo. It's kind of a weird, like, phenomenon of, like, he's got, who's the other guy that's, like, who's a fighter that just has, he has no bad losses, but he also has no, like, amazing wins. Like, the Cejudo one, if it had been, like, conclusive, would have probably been there. But, like, it's like you can't actually look at a win on Song's resume and be like, oh my god, I was, like, blown away by that. There'll be impressive performances, but it's like, you're more impressed by his losses against top 5 guys than you are his wins against, like, because he never beats, like, a 5 to 10 guy. He's always beating, like, a fucking 10 to 15 guy or losing to a top 5 guy. It's weird. He'll win this fight, though, in my opinion. And then you're probably looking at, like, Umar, I think. That's, like, the one guy in the top 5 that he fucking hasn't fought. I mean, maybe he can get the winner or loser, probably the winner of, like, Sandhagen Bautista. So, like, rematch. If Bautista wins, I can see a Bautista Song Yadong fight. That would check. And I actually think he's got a good style to beat Bautista. He's got good anti-grappling. Especially in a 3-rounder. Good anti-grappling. And I think he'd be able to maybe catch Bautista on the feet. So, yeah, close fights there. Even I think an Umar fight, he actually is a decent matchup to, like, maybe catch Umar. So, either Umar or if Bautista beats Sandhagen, you can do that. Or if fucking Zahabi beats O'Malley or something, I don't know. But I think he's going to win pretty clearly. I haven't really spent much time breaking this down. Figgy's just past it. Figgy, I mean, like, the fact that, like, Figgy made it to a decision and made Umar not look even, like, amazing. I know Figgy was kind of just avoiding combat the whole time. But, like, I haven't actually rated Umar's last couple fights. Obviously, he had a good fight with Merab, but Merab was, like, heavily compromised going into that. Bautista fucking almost chinned him, and that was close, and he smudged fucking grapple to save his life. And then, yeah, Figgy, he didn't look that good. So, I could really see, like, Song Yadong winning. But Figueiredo, like I said, I just haven't been impressed by him recently. He looks old. It's gotten to the point now. He doesn't look like Ferguson level fucking washed. But, like, it's gotten to the point where I'm like, you're not competitive. You're like, number 8. Number 8 does not reflect you as a fighter. Like, I don't think you'll retire after this. Like, but, like, the Montel Jackson win. Montel Jackson just lost to Ione Barcelos. Like, that was his win. Before that, it was, like, got his leg fucking smoked by Sandhagen. Like, again, like, Rob Font win was, like, I think your first one up the weight class. Or was it was a Garbrandt, yeah, Font, like, Garbrandt, Cheeto. Again, those are not top 10, top 15 guys. So, I think this will be the Figgy gets chins. Like, obviously, Sandhagen did finish him. Like, Yan, decision, that was close. That was the last time he fought in China. So, there is, like, a element of, like, oh, maybe he pulls it out, like, not in terms of the win, but, like, he can pull out a respectable, decent performance. I think Song needs to get a finish here to actually make this a successful main event for him. Like, I don't think you can get away with a mid fucking 48-47 decision. Like, I think you need to blow the doors off Figgy for really anyone to be impressed or feel like this was a productive use of their time. But regardless, that'll do it, guys. Like I said, yeah, Song Yadong, I do think he catches him. I think he puts him away. He's explosive early. I don't think Figgy is at the stage of his career where he survives that, like, round 1 early bomb. So I'm going to say, like, round 1 or 2 TKO for Song Yadong. But like and subscribe. Let me know your picks in the comments. Follow the IG. Subscribe for more edits and shit as well. Follow the Twitter, Leftland MMA, all of that. All that. And, yeah, ni hao, wo shi, goodbye.